Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Steve Nardelli. I'm the singer with the Syn. I have been the singer with the Syn for 50 years and more. And
Yeah.
believe it or not, well, you can believe it, I'm sure. But I'm here in my garden, and the significance of being in my garden is because this is where the album Syndestructible started from. Chris Squire, the great immortal Chris Squire, and I wrote Syndestructible here in my house, and we spent a lot of time in writing here in the garden, and my wife would prepare banquets for us to eat with the rest of the garden band when we brought them down here, and obviously Chris's now wife, Scotty, they'd only just started dating in those days, but that seems like only yesterday, but it was some time ago since the Syndestructible CD came out, which was 2005, and now it's arrived on vinyl, which is very exciting for me, and very historic in marks a time in history for the Syn band.
In what way?
Well, in that this it was the coming together of the band and the Syn band from the 60s, both me and Chris, and then surrounding ourselves with three other great musicians that recorded that album.
How long did it take to write and record the album at the time?
The album took, I guess, the whole process probably took about 9 months, maybe even a year by the time we actually got it out. So with the release of the writing of it, making the actual demo of all the songs with the rest of the band, and then taking that sort of raw material into the studio and recording it. It probably took the best part of a year.
Gosh.
During that time, Chris and I spent many, and our wives, at that time spent a lot of time here in this garden and in my house. So the
fond memories.
They are wonderful memories, and I have them forever. So, which is why this DVD, which is this film actually, rather than a DVD, it's just a film of the night we launched Syndestructible.
When was that?
At the Marquee Club. That was in 2004.
Okay.
And it was the only live performance of the band that recorded, the actual band that recorded, musicians that recorded Syndestructible. The Syn band that recorded it. It was myself, obviously, on vocals, Chris Squire on bass, and his wonderful backing vocals alongside that. Paul Stacey, great Paul Stacey, great, brilliant guitarist, and we also co-produced it with Gerard Johnson, who was on keyboards, great player, Gerard, who was very much in the mould of our original keyboard player in the original founding days of the Syn, the great Andrew Price Jackman, who worked with Chris on Fish Out of Water. And very privileged actually to read in a prog magazine that Sid Smith, the great prog journalist Sid Smith, likened Syndestructible as the true follow-up to Fish Out of Water. Because Fish Out of Water was had so many Syn elements to it. Obviously Chris and Andrew were the driving forces behind it.
Yeah.
But there was a time when Chris and I and Andrew were doing a lot together as well, and so I was very around. I wouldn't say I had a lot of input, but I was around a lot during the recording of that album, and I can see a lot of the Syn parallels between that album and obviously Syndestructible, rightly so, because there's so much Syn musician influence in it.
Wonderful.
But and then on just to round that off on drums, again to reflect the great drummers that the Syn have had, obviously. In recent years, Alan White have been toured with us and drummed with us on the Armistice Day album. Specifically, Jeremy Stacey. There was a great, fantastic drummer. Drums today with King Crimson and has drummed with many great artists. He's a current drummer with Crimson. That's fantastic. He reminds me very much of our original drummer, Gunnar Hakanarsson from Iceland, who was remarkable drummer, and I think the thing about the Syn, we only have good musicians, and as a vocalist,
excellent musicians,
the best.
Absolutely.
That also that are within that they have to play. They've got to be Syn musicians, though. They're specific. It's not just being about being great musicians.
Okay.
They've got to be Syn musicians.
Lovely. I love it.
I'm a very specific. Many musicians approach me
about
being during the Syn.
But you have a particular.
Very selective.
Very much so.
There are many great musicians.
Yeah.
I want people that have that Syn thing about them.
Yeah, love it.
I can't really put my finger on what that is.
Yeah. But you'll know it. You know it when you see it and when you hear it. Yeah.
And I most recently, for example, with Moon Safari and the Trustworks album.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be a brilliant album as well, and all wonderful musicians and great harmonies, Syn related in many ways. So there's certain things about musicians that attract me, and about that Syn element to them, having that Syn spine through everything we do.
Oh, magical.
And then, not forgetting, Tom Brislin and Francis Dunnery when on the Big Sky album. Also, they've got Syn written through them, apart from everything else they do.
It's in their bones.
But and that's why I think because this album and these great musicians that made it, we only ever did one live performance, and that was at the Marquee Club to launch the album, and it was a great night. It was a fantastic night, and it was filmed, and that's why we decided to create this bonus link to just be able to stream this film. It's not a high grade Technicolor movie. It was filmed by Joe Pisano, who came over from LA to do it, and you'll see it's very basic, and but somehow it's got so much life in it for that. It's so much to me. It's so natural. That's why I call this the Syn live and raw at the Marquee.
Yeah.
It's as it happened, and I think it's a great piece of Syn history, and I'm very pleased to be here now to introduce it. And we're going to lead into it now with Chris, who will lead out on stage for you, followed by me, Jeremy Stacey, Paul Stacey and Gerard Johnson, and I hope you enjoy it.
Roll the tape.